Hey there girly, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be showing you how to do a wispy volume set. We are also going to add some spikes and some color, so make sure and stay throughout the whole tutorial so you can learn how to recreate this look.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Honestly, I told Gwen that you could do whatever.
Do whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to do the wispy volume.
Yeah.
I like the fullness.
Yeah.
I want them to, I want you to be able to tell that
Yeah.
they're there. But I just wanted something really pretty.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So,
Okay, cool.
whatever.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
I'll let you do your thing, whatever you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the orange.
Yes. You like this orange?
Yeah, that's
Let me
what.
see. Okay, so do you want to do it as spikes, or do you like Gwen's? Gwen has spikes as their color. If you want to do spikes, we're gonna do the 15. But if you want to do it as your base size, I'll probably pop it as the 13 and the 14.
We can do the spikes.
The spikes?
I like the
Okay.
spikes.
Okay.
And if my hair is in your way, let me know.
No, you're good, girl. You can put it to the left.
To the left.
Okay. I put my lashes on the right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the lash bar, and then we will start.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab you this blanket because it has.
Yeah, it is a little
AC on?
chilly.
Yeah. It's cold right here.
I'm like, don't mind me if I fall asleep. You know, it's
you're
not
good,
often
girl.
I get
No, you're good, girl.
a good old nap.
Right? Hello lash lovers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we have an exciting tutorial for all of my aspiring beginner, or maybe you are an advanced lash artist looking to enhance your skills. Today we have an exciting YouTube tutorial for you all. We are going to be sharing some valuable lash tips and tricks to help you create the perfect wispy volume lash set. Before we begin, make sure to hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of our lash related content, and so that way we can stay connected. And let's get started with our tutorial. So first things first, let's talk about our essential tools and items that we will need to complete our lash extension set. So of course you're going to need your tweezers, your lashes, your lash glue. You're also going to need your eye pads and your tape as well. And you are going to need some lash bonder and some micro swabs as well, so that way you can apply your lash bonder to your client before her set and after. Now this is completely up to you if you want to apply your bonder to the lashes beforehand. I like to do so because it helps make sure that the lash glue, the lash extensions, and the natural lashes are all going to stick together properly. If you don't want to do this step, that's completely your choice, and it is okay. To each its own. Whenever we are creating our lash sets, sometimes we have steps that we really like to do, and sometimes we have steps that, you know, are dealer's choice. You don't really have to do them. It's just how certain individual lash artists work. So make sure that you have all of your tools, everything that you need in order to create your wispy volume set for your lash client. And remember as well, girly, it is super important to make sure that you are using good quality products. That way you can, you know, give your client the best lash set that she could possibly have. I have personally worked with low quality products, and it makes it really hard for you to create the set and the style that you want, and also makes it hard for those lash extensions to last. So make sure that you are using good quality products when it comes to your clients. Trust me, your clients do know. My clients could tell a huge difference when I switched over from low quality lash products to high quality products. So make sure that you are using good products, that way you can create a nice, beautiful volume lash set. Alrighty, so as you can see, I have already prepped my client. We started her off with a lash bath. We placed our eye pads. We also discussed what my client was wanting, how the curl, the length, color, everything that she was wanting in her lash set. We have already discussed that. So now it is time for us to go ahead and go to work and create the lash set that our client came in requesting. So I already brushed her out, dried her out, made sure that there's no extra moisture in her lash line, and we are going to go ahead and go in and pick our lash map now, or actually write out our lash map, so that way we know exactly what we're doing. So I'm sorry, I was writing it down on this side and it looks kind of crazy, but we actually did end up going with 9s on her inner corner. Then we move up from 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. We're going to jump up to 15s on her very outer corner on the arch of her brow where her lashes start to get longer, and then we're going to drop back down to size 13s on the very outer corner. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to say 15s on the very outer corner. 15s come at the arch of our client's brow, and then we drop back down to 13s. My client picked orange, so I already have my orange lashes, and we are actually going to go and apply those as her spikes. And now we are ready to begin application. So what you're going to do is we are going to start with our spikes first. All right. So since her base size was size 15 on her for her longest length, we're going to actually go in and place a size 17 spike right there. Remember, whenever we are placing spikes, you always have to go 2 to 3 millimeters longer than whichever base size you choose, so that way they stand out. So once you have isolated your natural lashes, you're going to go ahead and gently pull up on those lash extensions and create a lash spike, and then you're going to go in and place that on the natural lash. Remember to stay 1 to 2 millimeters away from your client's waterline. It is super important that when you are going and placing your extensions, that you are not placing them on your client's eyelid or on her waterline. It will actually just cause pain and discomfort, and that is not what we want to do, okay? If you are a professional lash artist, you know that you have to make sure that your application is seamless and flawless, and that you are creating safe extension placement for your client's natural lashes. Because remember, if you put on links that are too long, a curl that is too deep, or even lash weights that are not comfortable enough for the natural lashes to handle, that's whenever your client will start to experience pain, discomfort, even swelling and redness, and will want to remove those extensions. So make sure you don't do that, all right? So we are just going to go in and place our spikes down first. Now this is optional as well too. If you want to start with your volume before you start placing your spikes, that's completely okay as well. Whenever I'm working with the WISPY volume set, I do like to start with my spikes first, because I do know that top lash layer is available to me. So that's where I'm going to go in and place my spikes, and then I will fill her in the rest of the way with volume. So now remember, we are going to go in with our color as well. And for the color, we want her color to stand out and pop a little bit. So we are going to place the color as spikes. We're not going to place like a big old chunk of color on the outer corner. That's not what she requested. She wanted some color just kind of sporadically showing throughout the lash set. So we are going to go in and place those spikes as well. So where the 13s are at, I actually took color lashes in size 15, and I placed the 15s as the spikes on that outer corner where you see the size 13s. Okay, so just remember, you are going to continue going back and forth with your spikes, okay? So make sure that when you are completing this lash extension process, that you are kind of moving around the eye. Remember, what you do to one side, you always go and do to the other. So as you can see, I'm not working side by side. I'm not placing those lash extensions right next to one another, because that's not going to give the lashes time to dry. They're going to end up clumping up together, causing a big old, glue chunk on your client's lashes if you are placing the lashes side by side by side. Remember, you always have to give those lashes a little bit of amount of time to dry. So make sure that you do jump around sporadically while lashing. I used to lash like the right side all at one time and then go and try to complete the left side, and I would be so frustrated on why, whenever I was taking an after video or after picture, why one side looked different from the other. And it was because I wasn't working on both sides at the same time. I was actually doing one side completely and then doing the other side completely, and no, it's just a hot mess. It doesn't look good. Don't do it, all right? I'm going to go in and take my bonder, and I'm going to seal up my spikes. Now, this is super important because we want those spikes to stand out. So make sure and seal your spikes in. Now, you can do this before you place your spikes. So if you want to take that lash bonder, your primer, and you want to wet your actual lash extensions before you pick them up and place them, you can do that. I find that it is harder for me to do that it's at least I don't prefer it myself, but like I said, to each their own. There's not like one way that you have to do everything. It's find a way that works for you. If you find a technique that someone else shares and you like it, and then you add your own twist on it, remember that's like the best way to do it. So alrighty, once we have placed all of our spikes down, now my client did request an extra wispy look, so I actually put double spikes, okay? So I went in and I did a first layer of spikes, and then I went in and did another layer of spikes. But now we're going to go in and we are creating our volume lashes. I am using 0.03 for the volume lashes, and we are doing this all in CC curl. So these are CC curl lashes. My volume is 0.03. Now for my spikes, I use 0.05. I spoke about this in one of my previous tutorials about how you want to make sure that you are using higher diameters with your spikes. That way they really stand out. If you don't have higher diameters such as 0.05 or 0.07, if you're using 0.02 or 0.03 diameters, then just go ahead and make those spikes thicker. That way they do stand out, because if you make them really light and you think they're going to stand out, they won't. So make sure if you're having to use a lighter diameter, then make that spike extra thick. And if you don't know what diameters are, then you need to learn what they are, okay? And if that means coming and learning with me, then let's do it. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you create the lash business of your dreams, because I'm able to do it. And so now I'm able to help other ladies really learn the art of these lash extensions and create these flawless sets on your client. Alrighty, so take your volume and now fill your client in with her volume, and we are going to just do this continuously until we fill our client into her desired results. Okay, girly, so generally placing our spikes takes the longest. After that, it's actually really fun because you're just going to go in with your volume lashes and just fill her in the rest of the way. So make sure that when you are placing your volume that you are applying a generous amount of glue when placing, okay? You don't need a lot of glue to form your volume fan, but you do need a generous amount to actually go in and apply that volume lash, so that way you have really good coverage and really good application with it, okay? I cannot stress this enough, but this process requires patience. Do not rush your application. Do not rush your work. You want to make sure that you are giving, like I said, a really good quality service to your clients. That way they don't mind paying you $175 for their new set or $200 plus for their new set, okay? So take your time and practice. I cannot tell you how much practice it takes. I know a lot of times some of my girls hop on here and they're like, oh my God, you make it look so easy. I have been doing this for 6 years, and so it comes naturally to me, but that doesn't mean that it's going to come naturally for you. Sometimes it takes a little bit more practice. It takes a little bit more work. So make sure and allow yourself to give yourself grace while you're trying to create these pretty wispy volume sets, okay? My lashes did not always look like this. My lash work did not always look like this. And it took me a long time to actually figure out and master how to create these wispy volume sets. But that's why I'm here sharing it with you, so that way you can learn all of the pro lash artist tips and tricks, and you can be on your way to creating these flawless sets. And also you do get to charge more for these sets because they are specialty sets. Your clients will pay more to create a beautiful custom lash set like this for them. Alrighty, girly. So really quickly before we finish up my client set, let's talk about the importance of aftercare. It's super important to let your client know how to take care of her lashes so that way they can be long lasting. We recommend that they avoid oily products and also wash and clean their lashes daily and brush them daily to keep them looking beautiful and flawless, okay? So thank you so much for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure and follow us. And also make sure that if you have any questions or suggestions, you leave them below in the comments. And also make sure to check out my description so that way you can find out how to stay in touch with me and stay connected with me on all of my socials, alrighty? So that is all for our tutorial. Thanks for joining us today, and I will see you next time. Alright, stay pretty, my loves.